Today we are back onto our channel, Sister Chefs, and today we'll be making stuffed bell peppers.
We're gonna start out by cooking the meat first. So for our recipe,
We are
can you
using
please move for a sec?
Mhm.
We're gonna use some organic
Ground
beef from Costco. And we are gonna put about a third of this package, if it ever opens, there we go. About a third of it into a pan. So hold on, you gotta be very careful because you're touching meat, so you're gonna have to wash your hands again, okay? So let's go wash our hands because we're not gonna be touching this meat again until the end when we put it away. With soap.
Make sure that you wash your hands with soap.
And then to add to this mixture, we're gonna add about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. So Sasha, can you hold this 1 tablespoon? And then I can pour it in and you'll just spill it into the saucepan. Go for it. Okay. That's good. Make sure not to touch the meat.
Yep.
Okay, so we're done with that. And now we're gonna put it in the sink. And next up, we're gonna dice up a small onion. Actually, it's more of a medium onion.
Make sure that there are no heads and bottoms.
That's true. What's the one vegetable that can make you cry?
Onions.
Do you want to cry today or do you want me to cry?
Both.
Okay. I'll give you 1/2 to cut and I'll cut the other half. So we're going to peel off all of the outer layer that's golden.
Since we're going to be using a knife for this part, if you're not older than 11 or 10, then you might want to have adult supervision.
We highly recommend it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just going to peel all of this off. Okay, perfect. So then I'm going to cut it in to half.
I'm already starting to cry.
Yeah. And then you can take this knife, but be very careful, right? And you'll make little lines like this. Are you looking?
Mm-hmm.
And then you get to turn it, and then this way you get to cut small little cubes, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So you go ahead, but hold the knife very carefully. Never flip the blade like that. And hold it over here to make sure you don't get cut. Don't flip it. Don't flip it. There you go. Press firmly. Firmly. Okay, and you're pretty close to the edge, so I'm going to continue, okay? Good job. Okay, thank you. So I'm gonna get this little section. Are you crying?
Yeah.
You get to put all the onions inside, okay? Go for it. Put them in. I know. That still makes me cry too. So we're gonna take this one and do the same. your spilling right now. So put some only in the pan. Good job. Okay, go for it. This. Okay, perfect. And then while we start the pan, I can get started on the garlic. So we're gonna turn it on, and we're gonna let it heat up. And in the meantime, we'll grab our little mixing spatula, and we'll hold this little spoon over here so we can always put the mixing spatula on it when we're not holding or mixing, okay? So let's move on to, let's get all this trash out of the way. And we're gonna put it over here. Next up is the garlic. So we're gonna use 3 cloves. And let's see. Do you hear it, the saucepan warming up?
Mm-hmm.
I do too. So in a second, once it heats up just a little bit more, I'm gonna give you the spatula and you're gonna smush down the meat, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And we'll make it flat like a little pancake.
Mm-hmm.
And Lily's like, I want some meat too. Okay, does she like garlic? Okay, so let's look. So see how it's, ooh. Let me just show our little pan. So here's what it looks like right now. We're gonna smush it down, right, to make a little pancake. And remember, there's 2 things we're not gonna touch, okay?
The pan?
Anything that's inside or the pan, because it's hot, but we can touch the handle, right? So we're gonna flatten it out just a little bit more. Can you flatten it?
Sure.
Gotta press down firmly. Good job.
You never want to touch this metal part right there
Yeah,
because that will like burn your finger.
that's true. And another way you could do this right now also, I'm gonna just decrease the temperature a little bit. Yeah, you can take the spatula and holding it like this,
Yeah, and just
crush it down.
That way it'll
But
become
not,
little bits.
don't raise it too high because otherwise you can throw some of the food outside of the pan. So push it firm and be very gentle. I told you to be very gentle, right? Okay, good job. So continue doing that until they're in pretty small pieces. Good job. I'm gonna throw in the garlic. Do you wanna smell it?
I'm still crying for the onions.
Mix gently. Remember, we want to keep our food inside the saucepan. Okay, good job. And then I'm gonna put a few spices in. So first, I'm gonna put some paprika. Let's see how much this will be. Oh, it's not coming out. This one's a little stuck. But paprika is essentially a red bell pepper that's been dried and crushed up. So it's not spicy, it just gives you the color of the gold color. So we're gonna put in about this much. It gives it a nice color. Okay, mix gently. Then we're gonna put a pinch of salt, right? Do you want a pinch of salt and put it in? But remember, be careful. A little bit more. Your pinch is smaller than
Mine?
My pinch. Okay, do 2 more.
That be good.
And 1 small one. Good job. Okay, good. So now we're gonna move on to the pepper. Oh. And I think this is pretty good. That's about 1 teaspoon. We're gonna just spread it like that. Let's see, made a little mess, but that's okay. We'll clean up the mess after.
I just noticed that one of the things that hang on our wall has a bunch of spices in it, and one of them is pepper.
That's true.
Right up there.
Yeah. So we're gonna let this meat cook for about 10 minutes, okay? Until really it turns all brown and it cooks all the way through. Does that make sense? Because right now it's gotten brown in a few parts, but it's still more or less red in most of the places. So come back. You're gonna be mixing soon to make sure that nothing gets too much heat and that it all cooks evenly, okay? So remember, when we're not mixing, where do we put our little spoon? Or the little spatula? Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Okay, hold on. So we're also gonna add in some turkey bacon in here. Does that sound good? So, let's let this cook. Do you wanna come and cut up the turkey bacon for me? Okay. Hold on. I'm gonna leave that cooked. And here's the turkey bacon. Remember, it's raw too, it's not cooked. So we'll have to wash our hands again after touching it, right? So we're not using this knife. But yeah, you can use that knife as long as I'm looking and making sure that you're being careful.
Unless you're older than about 13 or 12 or 11 or 10.
Or whenever you start
Basically 9.
being very safe. Okay.
Yeah.
And your parents allow you, right?
Yeah.
So over here for this part, we're gonna cut it down the middle. And we're just gonna use about 4 or 5 slices. And now you'll cut this way to make really thin cuts, okay? But not too thin. So for example, like this thickness. Do you wanna show?
Yeah.
So it's about half of your finger.
Yeah. If you maybe have a ring on you, then you can measure it on the top and see if it's like half or the full ring. And that way you'll know if you want it to be that exact same size that you want it to.
Yeah, that's right. How about you, could you please continue? Thank you. Because once you're done, I'm gonna get started on the cauliflower. How's it coming?
Good.
Ooh, that looks good. Hold it, yeah, hold it tight.
Just don't put your fingers too close.
That's true.
But
But hold the bacon tight, right? Because we don't want it to move around.
Yeah, you want to make sure that it's together so that it doesn't split apart and you get uneven pieces.
And also, Sasha, I want you to see how I keep mixing this, right? Because we have spices in there, so we want to make sure that it keeps mixing and that the food keeps cooking evenly. Because this is meat, and we want our meat to be cooked very thoroughly, okay? Good job. Good job. Okay, since your hands are dirty, can you please throw that in here? I don't want to touch it again, but hold it very tight, okay? Because we don't want to drop any on the floor. Good job. Make sure to get everything in the pan.
And not on the floor.
Yep. Good job. Are you done? Look, there's still some left. Good job. Okay, thank you. So go wash your hands with some soap. And I'm gonna just mix this in and let it cook also. So right now, this is what our mixture looks like.
If you didn't see the pepper part up here on the thing that's hanging on the wall, it's right here. We also have a bunch of other things up here.
That's right. So I'm gonna decrease this temperature to about medium. And do you wanna help me by stirring this?
Yep.
Okay, so be very careful, remember? Okay, so we're ready to put the turkey away. I'm gonna put the spices away. And then we're gonna add the tomatoes in shortly. So mix carefully. Good job.
Your movement might want to be going forth and back and forth and back. Forth and back. Forth and back.
And I'm gonna get a new board to cut on because this one had the meat inside.
And then you want to go from side to side.
That's a good idea.
Side to side. Side to side.
Yeah, you wanna make sure everything cooks through, right?
See where I'm going side to side. Side to side. And then you keep on repeating. From going front to back to side to side. Because you want to make sure that all that pepper and all that curry is mixed in very good. Because you want it to be mixed thoroughly.
There's no curry in there. It's paprika. But it is a sauce in there right now, so we do want to make sure the sauce gets mixed thoroughly. You're right.
I think it's good.
Okay, hold on.
And back.
We'll need
Forth and back.
We'll need to add in the cauliflower soon.
Side to side.
Okay, so for this part, good job. Let me see. Good job. It smells really good, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good job. So I'm gonna get some of this cauliflower and also cut it up. But in the meantime, I'll ask you to put about half of this pan inside of there, okay? So the way you're gonna do that is by taking a spoon and scooping out half of it, all right? And this is about 14 and a half full ounces. Okay, so I'm gonna move this handle over here so it's not in the way. And you're gonna go ahead and scoop out half of this pan, but be very careful and hold it up like this and just throw some tomatoes in, okay? But be gentle because we don't want any to fall out or splatter on you. They're cold, but still, we don't want them to splatter. And in the meantime, I'm going to take about half of this cauliflower and chop it up nicely. Because we're going to, well, actually more of a quarter, not half. So see, this was the full cauliflower, and we only took 1/4 of it.
Never mix with a spoon or a fork on a spatula because that's bad for your health.
Yeah, that's true. So I'm going to take this up.
I think that should be good.
You got a little bit more to go, because that's, yeah. Make sure to get some juice in there too. Yep. Okay, I think that's good. You're right.
You might want to have in mind that if you put your hand over to put in any things, then your hand might get a little bit hot because at this
Steam.
point there should be a lot of steam.
That's true. Yeah. So be careful. And move your hand away from the pan. Remember, it's hot. I'm just chopping up the cauliflower so we can add it in. These are bite-sized pieces again, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna take up this whole board and watch out. I'm gonna put all of this in here. And now I'll ask you to take the little spatula and to mix it around, okay?
If you have dogs, cats, or any animals that are in your house that are moving around, you might want to make sure that if they're like big, then you want to make sure that you know where you're stepping so that you don't bump into them and get your hands or anything else that you're using dirty if you're holding it in your hands.
That's a good point, yeah. You don't want them to lick you too, or lick your hands, because then you have to wash your hands again.
Yeah, because we have a huge dog that's up to my legs over here, and she's putting her paw on me.
Okay, make sure not to touch her though, okay?
Yep.
Can you come back here? Just ignore her.
At this point, the celery should have lost
The
its
cauliflower.
color.
Oh, the onion?
Yeah.
Not
And the celery.
There is no celery
Oh.
in there.
Yeah.
Let me just pour a little bit of sauce in there. Okay.
You're not adding enough.
Well, you could always benefit from some more. And then one final thing is, so we're gonna put in a few more things in there. So we're gonna put in some some mushrooms, right?
What did we put in before the onions?
Some garlic.
Yeah, the garlic should have lost its color by now.
Yep. And I'm taking each mushroom, and you can have your parents assist with this, but essentially I'm cutting off the bottoms and then just slicing it one way and then holding it together and slicing it the other way, okay? Right? That's how we've sliced everything so far.
Yeah, and if you're not a parent, you never want to, for example, like this is the knife, you never want to put your hand like that to get all the stuff off the bottom of the knife where it's the sharpest part. So if you're doing that, make sure that you're a parent.
Yeah. And you can also, whenever you get a little bit older, you can get another utensil, so like a fork or a butter knife, and just scrape the remnants of that food off the blade, of the sharp blade. Okay, so we're also gonna add these in. So whichever ones I've already cut up, Sasha, in a second I'm gonna finish, and you can put in all of these mushrooms into the pan, okay? And mix it again, right? Okay, go for it. So put all those mushrooms in there. Yep. And then the last step is to wash the bell peppers.
At this point, you might want to put your hands a little bit higher, but a little bit more to the front of the pan so that you're definitely know that you're not going to drop anything.
That's right. So, good job. Watch your arm. Okay, there you go. So now mix gently, okay? So the way, you see how this spatula, it curves on one side? See it curves? Can you look? It's facing you, so it's easier to mix it this way because it takes it with it, right?
Yeah.
It's like a spoon. It carries food with it. So
Except it's a bigger spoon.
For example, you can even lift food up, right? Do you see that? So when we mix, it's important to have the food facing the spoon side.
Next, we're going to be using some pepper.
Yeah, that's right.
Although it doesn't matter which color.
It doesn't matter at all. We just had green peppers at home, so we're gonna use green peppers, but you can use whichever kind, whichever size, whichever color, doesn't matter. Okay, so
And
we're
if you
almost
want
done.
your food to be spicy, you can probably even add in a red pepper.
Yeah, like a very red pepper, not a bell pepper, right?
Yeah, but like one of those long ones, like those red peppers.
Yeah, the red peppers.
The actual, not bell pepper, but I said
So-
bell pepper.
So look at what I'm doing right now, right? I sliced off the top part, just a flat slice, just like that. And here's the remaining slice. And then now I'm gonna take the knife and I'm gonna cut gently through each little connector. And you're not gonna do this yet, you're gonna do this in a couple years, okay?
Yep.
But essentially, we're gonna try to get this little middle stuff out of the way. So see how it all comes out? And then we can run this bell pepper under the sink and get all of these little seeds out. So would you mind doing that? Go run it under the water in the sink over here and just rinse out the seeds.
I just noticed that this is kind of like a cup with water
It is,
in
exactly. That's where we're gonna put the food in.
it. See, it literally, it's like a cup.
Okay, good job. So we're gonna do the same thing. You got a few seeds left. Do you see that? Okay, go get them out. Thank you. And I'm gonna do the same thing for those other ones for now.
If you know any other ways to get it out from the bottom or from the top, not using a knife that way, please make sure to comment down below so that both of us can do it.
Yeah. Okay, you ready to rinse this one out? Go for it. And we got one final one. So this is looking like it's almost ready. Wow, it smells so good too. So Sasha, just so you know, I keep mixing our little meat sauce so it all stays cooking thoroughly and it's all mixing.
Is that good?
Just a few more. See those? But be careful because we don't want to break the pepper.
Yep.
So we can just take it like that. And you know, even if you eat a few seeds, it's not going to hurt you. There may be a bell pepper growing inside you.
That's
But
good.
it's not going to hurt you.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. A bell pepper is never going to grow inside of you. It can't survive in the body.
Yeah, even though you might drink a lot of water,
Oh, this one's actually clean.
even though you might drink a lot of water trying to make it grow, it's impossible because it doesn't have any sun.
That's true.
Even if
Okay.
you open your mouth and put your head back.
That's so true. Okay, are you ready for the final step?
putting it in the bell pepper?
Yep. So for this part, I'm actually going to transfer all of this mixture into this bowl. Do you know why I'm going to do that? So I'm going to do that so that then...
so that it'll be, so that you...
Watch your hand. Could you step away, please?
So that you have a little bit less chance of dropping it?
Also, so that if you need to move the bowl, or if, for example, if I let you scoop in this food inside the bell peppers,
Yes.
that you don't get burnt by the pan.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
Good. It smells really good. My goodness. Okay. So now we're gonna take a tablespoon and just scoop it inside. You ready? So
I'm ready.
Let's put this in between us so we can both do it, okay?
I'm ready, Freddy.
You're ready, Freddy. Okay, so you get a spoon, and I get a spoon, and you get a spoon, right? Okay, so go for it. Take some.
Who's the
You don't have to pick them up. You can just take a
I'm gonna use
take
the
a
biggest.
spoon. So take a spoon and fill it up, and just put it in, and push it down just a little bit to make sure.
You have more room?
Yeah, exactly. And see how we'll have a lot of meat left over? So do you know what we're gonna do with that meat?
Oh, we're gonna do something else with it?
We could. So we could store it and then either make new bell peppers in a couple days
Or use it for something else?
Yeah, true.
That we can make other videos.
Yeah, that's very true. Other meals too.
Mm-hmm.
Good job. So squish it down all the way into the sides.
And never touch a spoon, a fork, or anything metal after putting it
Yes.
in something hot from a pan.
That's true. And do you know why that is? Why metal? Would plastic get hot too?
A little bit.
A little bit, but why does metal get really hot and carry the heat very well? Because it's metal.
Yeah.
There are chemical reasons for it, but we're just going to say because it's metal. Good job. You've done a good job. Okay. And then this really isn't too much food to leave left over. You can just put it into the pan and it'll keep cooking, okay? So I'm going to hold it. And in the meantime, would you mind opening this package?
One second, I need to move this over to the side because
We can even
more brown.
take it
Take it out.
Yeah, take it out.
And
Just
then-
one.
And then we should put it on top after that.
Yeah, hold on. Get all of this out first.
Where's my spoon?
It's over there. You want to even that out?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's exactly what I'm going to do.
Good job. Thanks for helping. Okay, so let's move some over there. Yep. Let me put this one down. It's heavy.
Okay, there.
It's full of food. Okay, I'll pick this one up. You can move it. Good job. Do you want to show the camera what we're doing?
Put it right here, that way
Hold
it'll
on.
look fancy.
Let me show the camera what we're doing. So we're moving stuff around, moving the meat so it's even. And this will actually keep the bell pepper from burning too, because there will be food and liquids on the bottom. So next step, we're gonna open this container.
And sprinkle it up.
Yep. And sprinkle some on top of each pepper. You can sprinkle lots actually. And I'm gonna get the oven ready for now.
If you want a little bit, I think that this should be the good amount for a little bit. And if you want just a lot, then you might want this much. And if you want a whole entire gallon, then you're gonna want this much.
Let me see
So
for a
go
second
crazy.
if it'll fit. Let me borrow this for a second. I want to make sure it'll fit into this little oven. Oh, that's tight. Okay. So make sure not to. Make sure to also put some cheese on top of the regular meat too.
I'd say if you were putting it on the bottom, you would want about a handful. And if you're about younger than 8, you might want 2 handfuls.
That's true. That's a great point.
Just like me.
And you can never go wrong with cheese, right?
Nope.
We don't have to
crazy
measure it.
It's your limit.
And we don't have to measure it.
Yep.
And we're using some triple cheddar from Kraft.
Mm-hmm.
Good job. So are you done?
Mm-hmm.
Good. So I just put the little oven to preheat. And you know what else? Since these bell peppers are clean, we're just also gonna put them inside, but keep them on the very sides. You can even probably throw them in like that. Just because you can still eat these, right? So we're not gonna just throw the food away. And this is our finished result, and it'll be yummy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm gonna go and put this into the oven, and then we're gonna bake it at 400 for about 30 minutes. And then we're gonna take it out and check that the bell peppers are cooked all the way. And the way you check is you take a fork and you'll pierce the bell pepper, and if the fork will go in easily, then the bell peppers are ready, right?
Mhm.
But 20-30 minutes should be more than enough. Okay, great. Well, join us for our next episodes, and right now we'll clean all of this up. See you later.
Hey guys, we're back.
We're ready to take out the bell peppers. And I'm gonna take them out and make sure they're fully cooked. So I'm gonna put them on this wooden board so we don't overheat anything. Let's see, turn off the oven. Let's make sure that they're ready. So we're just gonna take the bell pepper, we're gonna hold it, and we're gonna poke it. And it does go through, so it is ready. And then now we're gonna take each bell pepper and we're gonna serve everyone with, let's see, maybe it'll just be easier. I think this. So if you don't mind, could you please scooch over? I'm just gonna drop each bell pepper into a plate. Could you please hand me the new plates and I'll put them in on the plate, and then you could put it back, but hold it firmly, okay? Good job.
At the end,
One last one.
At the end, they should look like this.
Hold it with 2 hands. Good job. So let's see. Do you want some extra meat? Can you put some extra meat on the side? And then later we'll also add some salad.
So they should look like that.
That's true. So let's see. I'm gonna add some extras to these. Which one do you want yours to be? This one or this one? That one. Okay, so I'm gonna add some extra. Ooh, look at this beautiful cheese. Look at that. That's what you did. Good job. So here's our finished dinner.
I hope you liked our video, guys. Don't forget to give a big thumbs up and subscribe. If you have any questions, comments, or recipes or suggestions to change, then just make sure to comment down below.
Thanks everyone, and have a great rest of your day.
Thanks for watching.